You've heard of El Clásico, the goals, the glory, the legends. But behind the roar of the crowds lies a history drenched in betrayal, politics, and vengeance. This isn't just a match. It's a war that shaped nations and broke heroes. Stay till the end, because once you uncover the truth, you'll never watch Barcelona and Real Madrid the same way again. When Football Club Barcelona and Real Madrid Club de Football face each other, the world watches, but few truly understand the fire that burns beneath the surface. It is a war rooted not just in sport, but in identity, in oppression, in vengeance, in betrayal. And the truth behind El Clásico is far darker than any scoreline could ever reveal. The beginning was deceptively ordinary. In the early 1900s, Real Madrid and Barcelona played spirited games, fierce yet respectful, as football clubs do. But the true foundations of this rivalry were laid not on grass, but in blood and politics. By the 1930s, Spain was a nation on the brink, its streets echoing with civil unrest, the air thick with revolution. It was in this storm that Barcelona's fate was sealed. During the Spanish Civil War, the city of Barcelona and the region of Catalonia were punished by the iron fist of General Francisco Franco. Freedom of speech was suffocated, and symbols of Catalan pride were outlawed. Barcelona became a target, not just of military aggression, but of ideological extermination. Josep Sunyol, president of Football Club Barcelona in 1936, was not a soldier, but he was a threat. A prominent Catalan nationalist and a firm believer in democracy, he was arrested and eliminated by Franco's troops. His death was not a random act, it was a message. The message was clear: Catalonia would be silenced. Barcelona, by extension, became more than a football club. It became resistance. Every time the players stepped onto the pitch, they carried the hopes of a people stripped of their voice. Football Club Barcelona began to symbolize defiance, an act of protest laced with every kick of the ball. Meanwhile, Real Madrid Club de Football grew closer to the regime. Whether the club asked for it or not, they became Franco's chosen sons. They wore white, but their colors bore the shade of power. Madrid was the capital, the heart of the dictatorship, and Real Madrid its proud emissary. It was no longer just a football match when these two clubs met. It was rebellion against repression. The stadiums were battlegrounds. The players were soldiers. In 1943, the Copa del Generalissimo, aptly named for Franco himself, witnessed a moment that would enter the annals of infamy. Barcelona had won the first leg of the semi-final against Real Madrid 3-0. Ahead of the second leg, it was reported that the Barcelona squad received a not-so-subtle reminder of who ruled the nation. The return leg ended with an 11-1 victory for Madrid. 11 goals. 1 goal. Madrid claimed brilliance. Barcelona claimed intimidation. Historians debate the truth. But the scoreboard that day told more than just a footballing story. It was humiliation weaponized, power flexed through goals. Then came the saga that changed football forever: Alfredo Di Stefano. In 1953, both Real Madrid and Barcelona sought to sign the Argentine genius. Barcelona thought they had won the race. They negotiated. They agreed terms. But suddenly, Di Stefano wore white. Real Madrid white. Theories erupted. Some whispered of interference from the regime, of deals done in smoky government rooms. Others called it coincidence. But after that transfer, Real Madrid launched into a golden era of dominance, led by Di Stefano's brilliance. The damage was done. Barcelona felt robbed. Their sense of injustice deepened. It wasn't just about a player. It was about the system rigged against them. The 1970s brought a flicker of hope for Barcelona. With the arrival of Johan Cruyff, the Dutch maestro, the club found its soul again. But Cruyff brought more than just footballing genius. He brought ideology. His philosophy reshaped Barcelona. It wasn't just the way they played, it was what they stood for. When Barcelona beat Madrid 5-0 at the Santiago Bernabéu in 1974, it was more than just a sporting triumph. It was a cultural uprising, a celebration of the Catalan spirit in the heart of their enemy's fortress. But Madrid did not crumble. They retaliated with trophies, with their own legends, with relentless pursuit of supremacy. The 1980s fueled the fire even further. Real Madrid boasted the formidable La Quinta del Buitre. Emilio Butragueño, Michel, Manuel Sanchez, Martín Vázquez, and Miguel Perdiza. They conquered La Liga with relentless flair. Barcelona, wounded but unbroken, struck back with the return of Johan Cruyff as manager. The dream team was born. Risto Stoichkov, Ronald Koeman, Romario, and a young Pep Guardiola formed a unit that dazzled Europe. In 1994, Barcelona returned the favor, crushing Madrid 5-0. It felt like redemption, but Madrid answered in kind, repeating the scoreline a year later. The balance of power never remained still. It swayed like a pendulum, never resting, always swinging with fury. Then came one of the darkest betrayals in El Clasico's blood-stained history, Luis Figo. A hero at Barcelona, the Portuguese winger was beloved, iconic, a captain who carried the pride of Camp Nou. And then, in the year 2000, he left. But he didn't just leave, he defected to Real Madrid. For 60 million euros, the unthinkable happened. When he returned to Camp Nou in a white jersey, the air was thick with hatred. Bottles were thrown, objects flew, and in the most infamous act of fan fury, a pig's head landed at his feet as he tried to take a corner. Figo had become Judas. The rivalry was no longer just intense, it was combustible. The early 2000s became a stage for Galacticos and sorcerers. Real Madrid assembled a constellation of stars: Zinedine Zidane, David Beckham, Ronaldo Nazario, Luis Figo. Barcelona countered with Ronaldinho, Deco, Samuel Eto'o. There was grace, there was beauty, there was violence. Ronaldinho, in one unforgettable moment in 2005, danced so majestically through Madrid that even the Bernabeu applauded. Applause from the enemy. A miracle in a war zone. But the 2010s? The 2010s were Armageddon. The greatest era of El Clásico arrived, and with it, unrelenting fire. Lionel Messi, the boy from Rosario, Argentina, became Barcelona's god. Cristiano Ronaldo, the Portuguese powerhouse, stood as his eternal rival in white. Pep Guardiola, the philosopher, versus Mourinho, the provocateur. The battles were vicious. In November 2010, Barcelona humiliated Real Madrid 5-0. Guardiola's tactics were poetry. Madrid had no answers. Then came the Champions League semi-final in 2011. Messi weaved through the Madrid defense like a ghost, scoring a goal that echoed through time. Mourinho erupted. He accused UEFA, he accused Barcelona, he accused the world. The accusations of corruption flew. Red cards, fouls, brawls. This was not football. This was war in boots. Every man on the field became a symbol. Xavi Hernandez and Andres Iniesta represented Barcelona's elegance and invention. Sergio Ramos was Madrid's heart and hammer. Pepe was fury incarnate. Sergio Busquets was cunning. Carles Puyol was a captain of steel. Ángel Di Maria, Mesut Ozil, Karim Benzema, Neymar da Silva Santos Jr., Gareth Bale. Every name added layers to the chaos. The world watched, not just for goals, but for grudges. Even when the Titans left, Cristiano Ronaldo in 2018, Lionel Messi in 2021, the war did not end. It only evolved. Now, new faces lead the charge. Jude Bellingham, the English sensation, commands Real Madrid's midfield. Lamine Yamal, the teenage prodigy, stirs echoes of Messi in Barcelona colors. Vinicius Jr. brings fire and flair, while Rafinha dares to provoke. The players have changed, but the hatred, the history, the heritage remains. The statistics offer numbers. Over 250 official encounters, dozens of trophies, hundreds of goals. But numbers lie. They don't capture the tension of the air at Camp Nou. They don't echo the roars of the Bernabeu. They don't bleed. This is not a story of winners and losers. It is a story of survival. A tale of defiance and dominance, of political ghosts and cultural resurrection. Because El Clásico is more than sport. It is the tale of a club that became the voice of a silenced people. It is the story of a capital that enforced its will through football. It is the narrative of blood spilled, of legends made, of betrayals that never healed. When Real Madrid and Barcelona clash, the earth does not tremble from the noise. It trembles from the weight of history. This is not just a game. This is war. This is vengeance. This is identity carved into 90 minutes of chaos. This is El Clásico, and the truth behind it is darker than most dare to see. Now that the darkest secrets of El Clásico are exposed, it's your turn to weigh in. Is it loyalty, betrayal, or something deeper fueling this eternal battle? Share your thoughts in the comments. Barcelona or Real Madrid, where does your loyalty lie? And don't leave without subscribing for more untold stories that reveal the game behind the game.